we have a quiz again. Next. And we're gonna now, for now, I'm gonna give two sorts of review. One is a review where this video, I'm gonna do one problem, but I also made a review sheet where you see better how I will break down the question in several steps. Because like the question that I posed here, if I don't help you, it's gonna be much harder. So I'm gonna give you several steps that you have to do. And the steps will be the ones that I wrote down, but I will tell you more in advance what the steps are. So look at the review sheet. The second question on the review sheet, there you see exactly what I mean with that. I break it down for you. I've done this already before when I worked with this thing in the lecture video of 6.4. But okay, so what is it that we need? Well, we need the sine of x, and we need also this thing in the denominator. So let's look at that one first. So step one would be find a series for 1 minus 27x cubed. Now, we know that this can be done starting from the geometric series. So I remind you, the geometric series, this is one of the series that we start from, is 1 over 1 minus x is 1 plus x squared plus x cubed plus dot dot dot. I will tell you up to which degree of up to how many non-zero terms. So here I put first 4 non-zero terms. So that's why I write these 4 here. And then don't forget that this series has a radius of convergence, whereas the others, like sine and x, and so we don't have to worry that much. Okay, so that's the first one. And then, so what do we do? Well, you know what you have to do. You have to do, this is obtained through a substitution. This is where we replace x by minus 20, no, not minus, right? Because we want a minus, so we don't need an extra minus there, by 27x cubed. I mean to replace it in here, okay? So, what does this give us? 1 plus 27x cubed plus, now we have to square the thing, 27x cubed squared plus 27x cubed. Now the numbers are a little bit big, but I chose them so that I can show you a couple of different things here. And this, don't forget, is 4. And we also have to replace this x by 27x cubed in here. So that's for 27x cubed less than 1. Now we have to solve for x here, so this is 27 x to the power 3, the absolute values go through everything basically, less than 1, so we get x cubed less than 1 over 27, and now we take cube roots of both sides, x less than 1/3. And so this is our new radius of convergence. I mean 1/3. Okay, that's the first step. So step 2 now is to multiply. So this is one series, and what we need is now a series, this series. But this is a multiplication, and we know that we can do this by writing, so let's write this series, cube, plus, okay, 27 squared, I don't even want to know what that is, so I'm going to write just 27 squared x to the 6, plus, just for safety, I'm putting this there too, you never know that I need it, x to the power 9, dot, dot, dot. And that has to be multiplied with the series for sine of x. Now remember, that's the one that starts with x. This is all odd powers. So we get x to the third over 6 plus x to the 5th over 120, 5 factorial, plus dot, dot, dot. I don't know, perhaps I need more terms, we'll see. So what we need to do now is multiply this. And so I told you, you're going to look at the powers of x, and you look for all the coefficients of these powers of x until you have 4 non-zero coefficients. Okay, it's hard to predict where this could be, so you have to just try and start from, of course, from the bottom, from the lowest. I mean, okay. So what is the way of making 1? Well, it's clear that it's not possible, right? Because here we always have an x here, so this is for sure 0. So the first really non-trivial one is going to be x here. We can combine this one with this x. This gives me coefficient 1, and that's clearly the only way I can get it. Okay, what about x squared? So let's do x squared, do it in different color, x squared. Well, it doesn't seem to work at all, right? Here I have only powers of x cubes, powers of 3 here, and here are odd powers, so nothing, so 0. Okay, so let's do x cube. Well, with this one, I can combine it. So do systematically, right? Go from left to right. Don't skip, oh, x cube, you see an x cube and you want to go to there, but you might forget then. So go left to right. It's not that much. So from here, we see we can combine it with that. And the product, remember we multiply them, is -1/6. Then this term, no, we can actually not combine, unlike what we thought. Okay, because this is at least power x. Okay, x to the 4th. Let's do it in a different color. X to the 4th. This one, no, because there's no x to the 4th on the other side. What about this guy? Yes, now it combines with this, and that gives me a 27 here. Okay, and is there anything else? Well, this is way too high, so forget it. We're done. All right, then we have x to the 5th. What can we do here? The 1, yes, we can combine it with this one. That would be 1/20th. Then can we combine this x cubed with something here? No, it's nothing there. So this gives me, right? And then this x to the 6th is the biggest, so this is the last one. And you see, that's it. We have 4 non-zero coefficients, so we can stop. And so our series now is x, this is the first one. Then we have a -1/6x cubed. We have a 27x to the 4th, and we have a 1/20th x to the 5th plus ... That was step 2. Now, what we needed was, well, first of all, it's a definite integral, so let's split it, in the indefinite integral first. So next thing we want to do, so step 3. As I said, I will give you these steps, or at least the beginning of these steps, what to do in each of these steps. So step 3 is now we have to integrate x -1/6x cubed plus 27x4 plus 120x5. Oh, but I forgot to mention something very important here, and something that I didn't mention in the previous lecture. What happens if you multiply this series here? The sine series has a radius of convergence to infinity. But if you so, in other words, you can plug in whatever you want, but here, this side, you cannot plug in whatever you want. It has to be at least less than 1/3. So what will be the radius convergence of this product be? Think about it. There's only elements that satisfy this I can plug in both sides. Okay? So in general, the rule is you have to, if you take a product of 2, you take the smallest radius of convergence. But so, in other words, this means this is for x less than 1/3. And I repeat, that is not because of here, because that doesn't matter here. It's this guy that limits my axis. Okay, so now I integrate, which is easy because that is just term by term. That is an x squared over 2 minus x to the 4th 6 times 4 plus 27x to the 5th divided by 5 plus x to the 6th 120 times 6 plus ... plus c, of course. Okay, and this is changed? No. So I'll write it here for x less than 1/3 because anti-deriving does not change anything as far as the radius of convergence is concerned. And then step 4, well, the question was a definite integral. So to find here, what was the 1/9 between 0 and 1/9? Well, first of all, we have to now check, do these endpoints belong to the interval here, right? Otherwise, we would get something invalid or improper, we would actually say. Okay, but that is the case, so that's fine. Of course, I shouldn't ask you anything that is not allowed to, but okay. So now, so to find this, so this remember, this is the original function, and this is what we wanted to do, minus 27x cubed. Well, this is the antiderivative, so x squared over 2 minus x to the 4th over 24, I'm going to work that out, plus 27x to the 5th over 5 plus x to the 6th over 720 plus a dot between 0 and 1/9. And now it's just a matter of plugging in. The 0 here is not going to play, so we only have the 1/9 here, so we get 1/9 squared over 2 minus 1/9 to the power 4 over 24 plus 27 19 to the power 5. Of course, there's some simplifications we could do, but I'm not going to be bothering about that. And then 1/9 to the power 6 over 720. Yeah, these kind of questions, you see, they're going to be sometimes a bit uglier numbers, but you don't have to work them out. You can leave it at this. Minus 0 because I plug in 0. In other words, this is then the final answer, the first four non-zero terms. Okay, so that's one type. They are all kind of similar to this. So there's I repeat, the 4 things that we are allowed to do is substitution, like something like this, multiplication, something like this, integration, something like this, and there's also the possibility of taking derivatives, which I didn't do here. Okay, so look also, don't forget that there is also a review sheet which gives you a little bit different perspective on this thing. There are 2 questions there, so go look at that too, and then you're prepared for the quiz, I hope.